And welcome back to For Such a Time as This, where there is no such thing as a silent witness. Please subscribe to the channel, hit like button. That will very much help us in spreading our material. It is amazing to me when this issue of transgenderism started, and it is amazing to me that this continues to be an issue. One of the most self-defining, easiest thing in the world to see, male and female. It didn't start as a social construct. It started back in Genesis 1 at the beginning of creation. And God said, let us make man in our image after our likeness, and let them have dominion over the fish of the sea, over the birds of the heavens, and over the livestock, and over all the earth, and over every creeping thing that creeps on the earth. So God created man in his image, singular, man in his image. In the image of God created him, singular, male and female. He created them, plural. At the end of Genesis 2, it says, a man shall leave his father and mother, cleave to his wife, and the two shall become one. I do believe within the relationship between male and female, you actually reflect God's glory, plural and personhood, one in essence. It's that way from the beginning. President Trump won the election, and to my surprise, my delight and surprise, he came out very strong against the transgender movement. In his first term, he was not like that. He was very complimentary and very tolerant of the transgender movement. He didn't make an issue as much on the campaign trail this time, but he was very clear when he came in and signed a proclamation that the federal government from this point forward would recognize two genders, because he was in the mushy middle the first term. Someone must have spoken to him and whispered to him, or maybe he saw the fallacy of his positions, and he say this is a situation where you either are or you aren't. There's no mushy middle. I think he came out pretty clear. The federal government will recognize two genders, male and female, and that's it. Well, that caused a stir up in Canada, and someone who's running for Trudeau's vacant seat that's going to be up for election pretty soon here. It is amazing to me that this is still an issue, and that it's an issue and a topic for discussion for someone who wishes to be head of state, specifically the head of state of Canada. This gentleman is very clear. I like the way he framed it and shot back at the reporter. This reporter is pressing him. Do you agree with President Trump? Two genders. This is Canada. Take a listen.
First day on the job, President Trump signed an executive order, the U.S. government only recognizing two genders, male, female. They're unchangeable. If elected as prime minister, is that something that you're going to kind of walk in line with, or what are your feelings on that executive order?
Well, I don't know. Do you have any other genders that you'd like to name?
Me personally?
Yes.
I'm just asking more so if you're in line with what he is saying. Do you agree with what he's saying? Is that something that you would be lockstep with if elected as prime minister?
Well, I'm not aware of any other genders than men and women. I mean, if you have any other that you want me to consider, you're welcome to tell me right now.
Well, there's personally, I am a man. I am as people say, cis man. There are people there who, they say they're gender neutral. Well, you're a man, yes. There are people there who say they're gender neutral. Yeah, they say they're gender neutral. They're a trans person. Is that something that you would recognize here? Whereas in the States, at least with their U.S. government, the way they're seeing it, there's only two.
I'm only aware of two, but I mean, if you come up with another list, then you're welcome to do that. But I'm aware of two, and as far as I'm concerned, we should have a government that just minds its own damn business and leaves people alone.
Is this still a thing? I've had similar conversations, and it's smart to put it back on them. Okay, what's the third gender? Well, Pastor James, you gotta be, what's the third gender? Name it. Well, you got to be open. Okay, I'm open. Open to what? Insanity? What's the third gender? Tell me. Good for him. It seems like sanity is coming back to Canadian politics. But this is amazing to me that it was ever an issue to start with. Listen, I think we as Christians, we must love people by telling them the truth. There's two genders, two sex, whatever you want to play games and call it, gender, sex, there's two. There's not a third. And I love you enough to tell you the truth.
For such a time as this,